You are listening to The Brian Craig Show podcast, broadcasting from sunny South Florida. Brian is joined by his wife and co-host, Kathy. Follow Brian on social media at BrianCraigShow.com. And now, Brian and Kathy.
Welcome to the program, everyone. I'm Brian Craig, always joined by my wife and co-host Kathy. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. And if you would like access to commercial-free editions of each and every podcast episode, become a Patreon supporter. There is a link to our Patreon page in the episode description and on my website, BrianCraigShow.com. Click that link, become a Patreon, and you get every podcast episode commercial-free. Link in the description to our Patreon page. Okay.
And other perks, too.
That's true. Okay. We've been having a bit of a MAGA divide over the past week or two in regards to President Trump's endorsement of Dr. Oz and Kathy Barnette in this Pennsylvania Senate race. And I understand about Dr. Oz's past, okay? I'm not denying any of that, okay? I get it. And it's all true. Everything that's been said about Dr. Oz in his past with his liberal positions, it is all true, okay? None of it is untrue. However, he's got the endorsement of President Trump. And at this debate that they had, Kathy Barnette had a very, very good moment. She humiliated, I believe, Dr. Oz. Kathy Barnette won that debate because she had that one moment, but it was in the beginning. And when that happens in the beginning, when most people are watching, you don't recover from that, Dr. Oz.
And a lot of our listeners, by the way, are planning on voting for her.
Yeah, that's right. And
up until now.
Now,
I might change their mind.
I have become aware of a series of facts about Kathy Barnette that, and guys out there, because I know some of our MAGA friends, they love her, they hate Oz. I don't take this personally. Listen, I told you guys last week, Kathy Barnette had a good moment, okay? Don't get behind somebody because they have a good moment in a debate because you don't know. And
Kamala Harris had a good moment too.
Yeah, and she just came out of nowhere, okay? She just came out of nowhere. I stumbled across a series of facts about Kathy Barnette from Greg Kelly of Newsmax TV that he tweeted that I'm going to go through and share with you right now on this program. And when she was in the debate with Dr. Oz, she talked about being pro-life. She said she is the product of a rape, that her birth father, raped her mother and impregnated her. And with what has come to light with Greg Kelly, I don't know if that story that she told at the debate is true or not, but there's a lot of things about Kathy Barnette that make me not believe anything the lady says. So everything I am going to share with you is nothing I sought out for. I was not investigating. I didn't do research on this. I follow Greg Kelly from Newsmax on Twitter, and he fired off a series of tweets about her.
By the way, he has some of the best producers I've ever seen in television because they know how to dig this stuff up. They always find these little nuggets of things that other people don't seem to find. He really has good researchers, and they really know how to find this stuff that's important for us to know.
And I'm telling you, and I believe Greg Kelly's got the best show in cable news. He's on Newsmax TV, weeknights, 7 p.m. Eastern. I think he's awesome. I really do like Greg Kelly a lot. And he's not just the best on Newsmax. I think he's the best in cable news that I know of. He's very, very good.
He's really fantastic.
So, like I said, everything I'm about to share with you is directly from Greg Kelly's Twitter feed. I retweeted all of these earlier today, and I'm just going to go through them one by one. Okay? And some of this has video, and I'll play you the audio as we go along. Here is his first tweet, Greg Kelly. This was 7 hours ago. He tweeted this, 7 hours as of this moment. Kathy Barnette, this is great. This is Greg Kelly's tweet. These are not my words. This is what Greg Kelly from Newsmax tweeted. Kathy Barnette is not ready. Here she is saying how great Black Lives Matter summer was and how she feels cops just want to shoot and kill black people. Kathy needs to do more thinking and less speaking. Totally silly and uninformed. And then That's what Greg Kelly tweeted, and he tweeted with that a short video, and I'm going to play the audio right now. This is the video that was attached to that tweet, and this is Kathy Barnette.
In broad daylight, it's just absolutely reprehensible. And in that moment, I felt an entire nation come to the aid of what so many of us in the Black community feel happens often enough. Some of us feel as though on every street corner there's a police officer there ready and waiting to shoot a Black man.
Okay, there you go. Ready to shoot a Black man. I mean, that's pretty radical stuff right there. Now, that's not all, okay? And again, this all came from Greg Kelly, all right? Here's his next tweet. This was 2 hours later. Kathy Barnette wants to honor the life of career criminal George Floyd, Greg Kelly tweeted. The fake news never told the truth about him, George Floyd, his assault of a pregnant woman with a knife, his degenerate lifestyle. But Kathy wants to make a statue of him and put it next to a statue of Obama. She advocated to have a George Floyd statue built. Now, this next tweet has a video accompanied with that one, too. This is, again, Greg Kelly's tweet that I am reading. Kathy Barnette wishes she was in Minneapolis to honor George Floyd and join the Black Lives Matter protest. Knock yourself out, Kathy. After you lose, you can volunteer and protest for racial justice with Mitt Romney and Adam Kinzinger and Al Sharpton. So here's the next video clip that Greg Kelly tweeted today. This is Kathy Barnette.
Like you, wanted to make sure that these police officers that George Floyd received justice, and that these 4 police officers did not get a tap on the wrist, right? I wanted that just like everyone else in this nation. And I can say for a strong certainty that I would have been out there right along beside each and every one of you who were protesting in Minneapolis. I would have been right there, lock arm and ready to have my voice heard, to make sure that those who are in power recognize that we are watching them and what our expectations are. I would have been right there.
Okay, right there with the George Floyd supporting protesters of police. There's more I'll get to in a moment. You know, this is, I just say a couple things before we go on here, okay? I've been doing this for a long time. I've seen a lot of people come. I've seen a lot of people go. And one thing I've seen with conservatives oftentimes, conservatives, if someone is a minority, Black or Hispanic, and they start to say conservative things, conservatives, all of a sudden they elevate. That's how we got little Marco Rubio here. You know, when Barack Obama was elected, the Republicans rushed to have minorities in high-level prominent positions in the Republican Party. And even though the Republicans were then and publicly say now they're opposed to affirmative action, they brought affirmative action to the Republican Party, brought people like Michael Steele, who's a creep on MSNBC, to run the RNC, little Marco Rubio, and Mia Love, remember her? That was a big problem, too. She was out there trashing Trump, remember? Mm-hmm. And now we have Kathy Barnette, who came out of nowhere. We know nothing about her. She humiliated Dr. Oz, and now Greg Kelly from Newsmax has uncovered what really should be breaking news sounder stuff all over television news, and it's not because the mainstream media want not only a defeat for Trump in their mind.
Only a defeat for Trump, but also somebody who clearly would not have Trump's back.
Yeah, and you can't trust her. Okay, here's his next tweet. This is all from Greg Kelly and his Twitter feed. I retweeted all of these things earlier today. This is Greg Kelly's next tweet on Kathy Barnette. He tweeted this, Greg Kelly. Kathy Barnette, total left-wing Black Lives Matter activist. She pretends to be a conservative, but here she is, in this video, lying that America is systematically racist. Give her a guest spot on MSNBC. No way is she going to the U.S. Senate as a Republican with views like these. Okay, so here's the next video that Greg Kelly uncovered. Again, this is Kathy Barnette, uncovered by Newsmax TV's Greg Kelly.
I am a Black woman, as you can clearly see, married to a Black man, and I have a Black son. Racism, systemic racism, is very important to me. It's a very important topic to me. My baby, he's 14 years old, almost 6 feet tall. I want him to be able to walk into a world that is safe. I want him to be able to drive wherever he wants to drive and to live his best life. If he makes a mistake, it is my prayer that people will give him grace, that he will meet. If he makes a mistake where he runs into the justice system, I pray that people will do the right thing, right?
Okay, so she's talking about systemic racism, which means the entire system is racist. So she's saying America and the entire system of the United States is racist. I mean, this is a radical leftist BLM or Democrat.
Well, she sounds like a liberal. She doesn't sound like a MAGA or conservative for sure.
She very well, because they do this, guys, she very well could be a Democrat operative who was put in this position to mess everything up for us in Pennsylvania.
And liberals would know that a Black conservative woman would get people all excited.
Yeah.
So, to put her in that position, they figure they can fool everybody.
Yeah.
Her story about being the victim of rape.
No, the product of rape.
Product of rape. I don't know if that's true or not.
How can you believe that now? How do we know that's true?
Well, I just think I understand why people.
What a convenient story to have with Roe v. Wade's overturn leaking
I
out,
understand why people don't want to vote for Dr. Oz. I do understand that, okay? And there's people that we're friends with that just say they cannot do it. And I understand that. But please consider this. Do a little research. Watch Greg Kelly after this show tonight for sure. And do a little research on this. And really, please think of the big picture. Sometimes you have to overlook certain things for the greater good or for the big picture. Trump needs people in his corner that are going to work with him. And I know Dr. Oz will work with Trump. There is no doubt in my mind they are friends. They get along. The guy stuck his neck out for Trump during COVID, and that was a big risk. I've said that before on TV all the time. While his show was on the air, he got ripped by everybody on the left. They tried to destroy his credibility, and he did it because he believed in Trump and what he was saying, and he was one of the few people in Hollywood to go on TV and defend him, because that's like death to your career, and that's it. It's over. So I feel that he is friendly with Trump, very good friends, and I feel he will have his back. He's not going to be like Mitt Romney or Lindsey Graham or any of these other rhinos. I don't understand why people think he's a rhino. I don't see that at all. I understand they have issues with his stance on abortion and transgender. He says he's pro-life. He says men should not compete in women's sports. He's saying things, and I really believe that the things that happened on his show he should not be held responsible for. It was a liberal-produced show. He was under contract, and I don't think he had a lot of say as to the subject matter.
I do know this. Dr. Oz, I know, is an unknown there with some of these things, but we're getting a lot of concrete information about Kathy Barnette from Greg Kelly at Newsmax. Here's his next. There's just 2 more tweets from Greg Kelly. His next tweet, he put up a screenshot of her official biography from her campaign website, and he tweeted this. This is what Greg Kelly from Newsmax says. Kathy Barnette says she served in the U.S. military. I'm not sure if I'm buying that at all. The description of her record on the official campaign website is weird and vague. And then he asks the questions, what branch of the military? Her job? Did anyone actually vet this woman? So,
by the way, he was in the Marines.
Yeah, he's a Marine pilot. I guess they're aviators in the Marines, because it's part of the Navy. So here is her official biography from her website. Greg Kelly posted this screenshot and highlighted a portion of it. The title about Kathy Barnette, mom, veteran, author, political commentator. It says, Kathy served her country proudly for 10 years in the Armed Forces Reserves, where she was accepted into officer candidacy school. That's it. I've never heard someone describe their military service in the United States as serving in the Armed Forces Reserve. They say the Army Reserve, Navy Reserves. Never. That is, he is right. That is vague.
It says also she was accepted into officer candidacy school, but is she an officer?
No, you can be an enlisted person. Being
accepted into the school, does that make you an officer?
No. You got to complete the school.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So why didn't she say? It's like Matt Damon tells everybody he went to Harvard. Yeah, he went for one semester, then dropped out. He didn't graduate. So as far as I'm concerned, he didn't go to Harvard.
Yeah.
So she was accepted into the school. I think it's important to know, did she finish? Did she become an officer? Why not mention that?
Well, Greg Kelly is questioning whether she actually was in the military.
Well, don't you think it's suspicious that somebody would say, I got into the school? Wouldn't she say instead, I'm an officer?
Yeah. Now, here's one last tweet from him about Kathy Barnette. This is Greg Kelly. So Kathy Barnette is a big lover of Obama, wants to erect a statue for the worst president ever.
Oh my
That's
goodness
Obama.
Gracious.
Actually, I'm going to take issue with Greg Kelly. The worst president ever is Joe Biden. He has taken that crown away from Obama. She's the Democrats' dream come true. She's got plenty of baggage, would be beaten bad by the lefty loon Fetterman. Choose carefully, Pennsylvania. Dr. Oz will trounce Fetterman and win. Okay, now this is an interesting thing because a couple days ago, I know some of you have seen this, because I heard from some of you, some people messaged me this with screenshots and everything. A couple days ago, Kathy Barnett's Wikipedia disappeared from the internet, and people were talking about how it was hacked or damaged or something. Mm-hmm. Maybe Kathy Barnette took her own Wikipedia down. Maybe because there's a lot of things up there that are questionable.
Yeah, I know who took it down.
Her.
The new Minister of Truth.
Well, it may have been her, Kathy.
She mentioned Wikipedia, the Minister of Truth, and she's big into altering it and changing it.
No, you're not listening. Kathy Barnette might have taken her own Wikipedia down because of how it's open source, you can alter it, because she's got a lot of details about herself that Greg Kelly's exposing that may not really be true. And at this point, based on what Greg Kelly is sharing with us, I question whether or not that story she told in the debate that she was conceived out of rape is true. How can I believe her when we find out she's a BLMer and other things?
Well, I think the thing is important for people to realize because they really like her and she's moving up in the polls.
Do they still like her?
Why didn't she disclose this information to people? Why did it take Greg Kelly to dig this up? And when were these interviews? It says Kathy Barnette for Congress.
She's been running for office for a while, apparently. That was another.
I'd like to know the year of this.
It's very recent. She was running, it was after George Floyd, so it's in the last couple of years, and she was apparently, I guess she ran for a House seat.
Which she didn't win.
Obviously. So
she was running as a
so this is like 2 years ago. This is not that long ago. I think Greg Kelly's done a great favor to us here, and I hope that everyone goes to Greg Kelly or my Twitter and retweets and tags everybody you can with this information. This isn't just some random thing that made its way on the internet. This is Greg Kelly from Newsmax, who is a voice of credibility and I think a very, very credible news person who has had incredible things on his program that are well-sourced. And these are her own words, by the way, because he's got the videos that I play the audio of. So this is important stuff. All right, listen, we're going to take a break. When we get back, there is a lot more to talk about. Don't go anywhere. I'm Brian, always joined by my wife and co-host Kathy. We will be back right after this break.
We're all born with talent, something we can use to bring us true success. All we need is someone to guide us and show us how to utilize our talents productively. The book, Journey to Success with Isabella Cabunri, masterfully explains how we can seize our moments and make the best use of them. In this must-read book, you will learn how success comes from within you. And don't be afraid of failure. All you have to do is just go back and keep trying again. Success will happen, and this book can help. Journey to Success with Isabella Cabunri is available on Amazon in Kindle and paperback. Order your copy right now. Watch out. A teenage psychopath is on the loose at the New York World's Fair, and 4 brilliant yet unlikely friends must travel back in time to stop him. Resurrection 2020 by author Herb Guggenheim is the story of their bizarre journey. Along the way, the travelers face racism, fascism, corporate greed, and the postmodern nightmare that was the 1964 New York World's Fair. Resurrection 2020 will recreate the fair in your own mind and make it come to life. You'll experience it as though you were there. But Resurrection 2020 isn't just a thriller. Readers are calling it both savagely funny and gut-wrenchingly serious. Resurrection 2020 will have you on the edge of your seat. You won't want to put it down. Read Resurrection 2020 by Herb Guggenheim, available now in Kindle, paperback, and hardcover editions worldwide at Amazon.com. And watch for the audiobook coming soon to Audible, Amazon, and iTunes. Cryptocurrency. It's what everyone's talking about. Have you wanted to get involved in crypto but didn't know what it is or where to begin? Welcome to Crypto Class 101. Class is in session. If you've wanted to get into crypto but didn't know where to begin, classes at crypto101.com.au is a great place to start. At cryptoclass101.com.au, you will learn how to invest in cryptocurrency through in-depth online one-on-one private training sessions. They will provide you with all the knowledge and tools you need to start confidently trading in cryptocurrency and accumulating profits. You will learn what cryptocurrency is, how to buy it, and what are crypto wallets. You will be guided step by step through every process. You will never be alone, and you will gain vast amounts of practical knowledge through these online courses. Start learning right now at cryptoclass101.com.au. That's cryptoclass101.com.au.
You are listening to the Brian Craig Show podcast, broadcasting from sunny South Florida. Brian is joined by his wife and co-host, Kathy. Follow Brian on social media at BrianCraigShow.com. And now, Brian and Kathy.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig, always joined by my wife and co-host, Kathy. I saw a story today that may not be new for some of you all, but this is a new one for me. I've not heard this before. Target has announced that they're now selling transgender clothing. They're selling chest binders and packing underwear. Chest binders are so women, biological women that are transitioning can wear this, and so that it doesn't look like they have breast. And packing underwear, I read in the article, I've never heard of this before, is to make biological women appear to have something down there. So
like
when
a
they're
package.
Yes.
So what are they doing for men?
It just has those two
Are they
items.
giving them bras with fake?
It doesn't.
I guess men can just buy a bra and stuff
it. Doesn't. You know, this transgender thing to me is weird. Okay, working in radio my whole life. Okay, I've been around gay people and transgender people much earlier than a lot of you guys because I had people, in radio that are in lifestyle because, radio is the arts and entertainment. And Target, if you remember, the reason I bring this up from Target has been ground zero for this agenda. If you remember, Target was the place that first allowed men to use the ladies' room a few years back. And people left this part out. They didn't just let men use the ladies' room. They let men use the ladies' dressing room.
Yeah.
And Target started all of this, and then it went everywhere. So this is the beginning of this taking off elsewhere. Next thing you know, you're going to have Nike selling transgender clothing, right? Because they were like second. It was like Target and then Nike. This is the beginning of something. I don't know why. Well, Target, I guess. I don't know if Target's the largest retailer. Maybe it is. I don't know. But it's one of the largest retailers in America. There's
for sure.
Yeah. I like Target, by the way. I was at Target yesterday. I prefer Target to Walmart by far. It's like an upscale Walmart.
Well, these clothes, I'm curious, are they selling them in the children's section? Because if they're selling them in the adult section, I really don't care. I'm more concerned with men using the bathroom, the ladies' room, and men using ladies' dressing rooms. That to me is more concerning. But if they're selling these things, like you, I don't understand it really. But if they're selling them in the adult section, I don't think they're going to have a big neon sign. But if they were selling them in the children's section, that would bother me.
Well, listen to this.
But if it's adults, I really don't care.
Packing underwear means underwear that allows women to place different objects in a pocket to make it appear as if they have male genitals.
I don't understand the point of that. I don't understand how that makes somebody
I wonder.
It's strange to me.
I wonder if they'll have like a celebrity spokesperson, like on the tag in the department on pictures over that department. It'll be like Rachel Maddow or something.
Yeah, she'd be good.
Well,
guys, tape it. Like drag queens, they tape it. In fact,
not this guy. I don't tape anything.
No, but drag queens. I remember I went to this club in Fort Lauderdale. I can't remember the name of it. It was a big drag queen club, and I went with my mom and my stepdad when I was in college, and I could not believe these guys were guys. And they wore like bathing suits and like bodysuits. And I'm like, where do they put this? And my stepfather was trying to explain to me how they tape it and all this. I'm like, I can't see any of this stuff. I don't know where the hell it goes. I don't know what, some kind of magic trick where they put it. But anyway, so I guess that's guys have had doing these little tricks. I guess, if you have, larger breasts, they are tough to hide for sure. If you don't want people to see them.
You know who could have used a chest binder? That guy that escaped from prison.
Yes.
You see that picture of him with his shirt off? Oh my gosh. But about man boobs.
We laugh, but a lot of men might buy those.
Really?
No, like a lot of
chest
men
binders?
That are just regular, not transgender, there's guys that have that problem, and some medications cause it, and there are seriously men who might. Now, I don't know what kind of sizes they come in, if they would even fit a man. I don't know.
They have pockets where you put, you're talking about the chest binders?
The chest binder.
I don't know.
And some men might even use the underwear stuffer too to try to, like
it's a new world.
Like a Tom Jones situation.
Well,
Brian, I'm serious. Can't you see men buying those?
Yeah, I could see
and stuffing them.
Yeah, I could see some
so
guys
they can go out with the tight jeans.
I can see,
yes.
I can see some guys doing it.
I think they might sell quite a few.
The thing. There's a lot more transgender people today than we've ever had in our society, no doubt about that. Today, I went to the Bank of America, and they have like a greeter that helps you. I walked in, and there was a transgendered woman, a biological woman who was wearing men's clothing, and she was decked out. She was wearing a fancy suit, like she was working in a fine French restaurant. I mean, it was like a very...
Did she have a tie?
A tie. She had the man's hair slicked back and everything, and it kind of looked like Victoria.
Yeah.
And the only thing about it, total man suit, very nice suit. Hey, I would have liked the suit myself. It's a very nice suit, and it is a man suit cut for men. And she had the tie on, she had the hair, she had everything, except she was wearing ladies' shoes. And that was a little odd. She was wearing ladies' shoes, and I mean, I've never, I don't know. It's a new world, but
I wonder if there's more people. If more people are just comfortable being that way, that's why you see more of it, or if society is creating people to be that way through influence. And through manipulation a little bit.
Yeah. Now, I want to take a moment to thank all of our Patreon supporters. And as I said at the beginning of the program, if you would like to have access to each and every podcast episode completely commercial-free, become a Patreon supporter. All Patreon supporters receive commercial-free editions of the podcast, okay, each and every day. That we do a podcast, we upload it on our Patreon page to Patreon supporters, completely commercial-free. And if you would like to become a Patreon supporter, there is a link to our Patreon page in the episode description. Our top Patreon supporters also get a live on-air thank you shout-out on every episode of the podcast. So the names you will hear now are our top Patreon supporters. I want to thank Andrew and Connie, Christine, Gary, ETW, Chuck, Dee, Pamela, Jacqueline, Rick, Rich, and Nick, our top Patreon supporters. Thank you so much for your support. All right, now, this is just shocking to me. And this is news to me. I maybe some of you knew about this. I'm sure some of you did. What I'm going to share with you in just a moment. The Democrats, this Roe v. Wade thing that's going on with the Supreme Court, which is astounding. I never thought the Supreme Court would overturn Roe v. Wade in my lifetime.
Me either.
I mean, that's absolutely amazing.
They haven't done it yet.
They will.
I don't know. I read an article today that they think John Roberts can turn their opinions.
No, for them to change it now after the opinion was leaked, the draft opinion.
I wouldn't be surprised.
It would show intimidation by this lynch mob. But anyway, the Supreme Court has reversed itself on things, involving slavery and segregation and things that were big decisions too. Okay, so things happen, and this is definitely a good thing. But I think the media and the Democrats are shocked at how little outrage there is over it. And the reason that is, we were talking the other day, it's these morning after abortion pills, and the morning after abortion pills have really made this an issue. Abortion clinics and things like that have gone the way of Blockbuster videos and beta tapes and VCRs to women of childbearing years. And you look this up today, this is what's a shock to me, is you can actually order these morning after pills on Amazon. And here's one, My Way Emergency Contraceptive, 1 tablet, compared to Plan B, 1 step by Busuna, I guess is how you pronounce the name. And I guess this is a brand that you can get.
But they all have the same drug.
Yeah, it's like a generic. Is it like generic or something?
And they all have the same drug that starts with an L. So this drug apparently ends, any kind of...
I mean, this is shocking to me. And it is only $13.40. And I guess if you have Amazon Prime, is it free shipping? It says here...
Is there a subscription plan? No, seriously, some products have a subscription.
Really? I thought you were kidding.
No, some products have subscriptions, and you can get them on a monthly or bi-monthly basis.
That's insane.
And they charge you automatically. I have some things on subscription.
I don't see anything about that.
Okay. Some products do have that through Amazon.
I don't see anything about that, thankfully.
Yeah, I get some medications and things like every 2 months.
So listen to this. Yeah. Their fastest delivery, now today is Wednesday, right? The fastest delivery is Saturday. So we can have it by Saturday. So is that still within the time frame? I guess I have to plan, like we're going to have sex on Saturday or Sunday. I want to get it in advance, And if we order right now, free delivery is available.
I wonder if college campuses give this out either for free. When I was at college, and this was in the early 90s, I think they gave condoms out for free, I'm pretty sure, at the health center. Their health center is in the middle of the campus, right near the student union. It's like a big kind of mini clinic. It was like 3 or 4 stories. And I'm pretty sure they gave out condoms for free. And I wonder, and you could also get birth control through there at a very discounted price. So they were trying to, deal with planning. I wonder if they give out this pill there either for free or at a discounted rate. What are some of the reviews of that product? I'm really curious how you would review this.
I think the reviews are fake because most of them are, it didn't work, I'm pregnant with twins and things like this. So I think pro-life people
maybe they didn't take it at the right time.
Have gone there and left these reviews, which is fine with me. But that
or they didn't take it properly.
I don't know. I just know that it's insane that you can go on Amazon and order abortion pills.
Well, if you're somebody
$13.
who's having sex every night and sleeping around, it probably won't work because you take it one day and you go out and have sex the next night. Well, I mean, one's going to slip in between,
Yeah, I guess so. And I think Democrats are really caught by surprise that they just can't rally the women up about Roe v. Wade. They just don't seem to care about it.
I think that's part of the problem is there's new methods of like this.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe, it seems to me when I see these protesters, you have 2 groups. You have the old hippies that are not capable of getting pregnant anymore. And then you have lesbians who aren't going to go anywhere near sperm.
Yeah.
That's what I see. And they showed video of these people going to Kavanaugh's house. There were only a couple dozen. I think that it's a non-starter issue for these people. And I just read an article today, and I put it in your Facebook group, Brian Craig Show, how abortion is not the issue the Democrats are hoping. It's not the 80s or even the 90s anymore. Mm-hmm. Inflation is the big problem right now. And people just are more concerned with feeding their family, literally feeding their families, putting gas in the car. And you've always said that gas is the great equalizer. And I think inflation is too. I think gas and inflation are the 2 issues across the board that all Americans can agree on they hate.
Mm-hmm.
And he can get up there, Biden, and blame Putin, blame Rick Scott, blame. The fact is, none of this occurred till after he was in office, and that's a fact. And it occurred before Putin invaded the Ukraine. Mm-hmm. The first year of Biden's presidency was when all this started. So he can blame Trump, he can blame Putin, whatever he wants. People want to see a solution. They don't want to see this old codger stumble over his words and get on TV and blame Rick Scott for 30 minutes, which I had no idea what that has to do with anything. They want somebody to get up there and say, I recognize the problem, and this is how I'm going to fix it. He went on a tirade talking about taxes and tax the rich. Same old stuff they say over and over again. All the Democrats can do is tax and spend. It's like a broken record. They can't see past that. Oh, we'll tax big corporations. That'll solve the problem. No, it won't solve the problem. I don't think they know how to solve the problem. I think they're corrupt, but they're incompetent. I think what they do is they get a bunch of eggheads in the room that have never probably even filled a car with gas in their life or whatever, and they sit around and tell them, this is what you have to do, this is what you have to do. None of it is practical and none of it works. And they listen to these people, and they don't know what the hell they're doing. People just want Biden to get up and say, look, I know there's a problem, and I'm going to make sure we fix this right now. I want people to not pay $12 for bacon. I want people to not pay $5 a gallon for gas. I understand this. I'm going to take care of it. That's what Trump did. You know, when Trump had a problem, look at all the problems he dealt with COVID. Okay. And of course, liberals will attack him. But New York needed an extra hospital. Boom. He had a boat there within 3 days. Of course, Cuomo didn't use the boat and all the old people died. But Trump had that boat delivered, which Rachel Maddow said he'd never do. Newsom needed something. Trump had it done. Newsom even went on TV several times and praised Trump for his quick action. He reduced regulations so things could get manufactured more quickly. He got the vaccines done 5 years in advance. He got so much accomplished when there was a problem. He took care of it immediately and fixed the problem. Biden doesn't fix anything. He just causes problems.
That's right. Now, listen, we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, there is more to talk about, so don't go anywhere. I'm Brian Craig, always joined by my wife and co-host Kathy. We'll be back right after this.
No matter who you are, where you live, or your life situation may be in, relationships of all kinds have influenced your life. Both positive and negative relationships have an impact on our physical and mental health and our overall well-being. The book from author Dr. Lamar Spencer, The Depth and Diversity Within Relationships, available on Amazon, and the author's website, drlamarspencer.com, offers true accounts of love, loss, joy, and stress. These collections aim to encourage, inspire, and share experiences that have helped others just like you navigate relationships. In this must-read book, read about recommendations concerning mindfulness and relationships, as well as recommended keys to building positive relationships and the importance of setting boundaries. You will learn to build more positive and lasting relationships through this book, The Depth and Diversity Within Relationships, from author Dr. Lamar Spencer. Order your copy right now on Amazon and drlamarspencer.com. Is life becoming too much to handle? Maybe you just need a little guidance. Maybe you need a little zen. Find your zen with Jen. Jen L. O'Neill, or Coach J-Lo, is a certified life coach, writer, entrepreneur, business consultant, and author. As your life coach, Jen can help you discover your potential. She offers individual coaching sessions focusing on mastering your life goals, your relationships, and yourself. Sometimes all we need is someone to steer us in the right direction. Jen can help. She will help you build stronger relationships, get more self-confidence, improve your business or job performance, and finally find inner peace. It is possible. She knows how to get you where you want to be. As a natural motivator with 7 years of coaching experience, she tailors her approach to her clients' needs and has overcome many obstacles herself, so she understands and connects with her clients on a deep level. Contact Coach J-Lo today. And if you know someone that needs a little push in life, let them know about Coach J-Lo. Check out her 2 books, Self-Worth Redemption and Too Nice. You can find everything at CoachJLo.com. That's CoachJLo.com. Do you love sports in America? Then you will want to add Patriot Sports Radio to your playlist right now. Patriot Sports Radio is a grassroots podcast network celebrating America's common ground of sports fandom. Eric, John, Chris, and the coach all bring their unique points of view to the table, where everything from the upcoming games to current events can come into play. They are 100% America First and post 2 episodes a week on Mondays and Thursdays. Listen on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, iHeartRadio, and your favorite podcast app. They also have radio swag and are on Instagram too. Find all their links on Linktree. Just go to Linktree and search Patriot Sports. Add Patriot Sports Radio to your playlist right now. Are you a business owner, an executive, or part of your company's management team? Being an effective leader and communicator with your staff is important for your company's success. These are not skills that come naturally to everyone. Sometimes you need help and guidance, and that is what you will find in the book series from author Phil Robert Luckey, available on Amazon. His books include Communication at the Workplace, which will help you sharpen your communication skills to advance your career. Leadership Skills for Managers and Public Organization. This book will help you overcome your fears and mental barriers to be an effective leader. The Bad Leader is a guide on how to understand and solve the problems of self-deception, anxiety, and anger, which will prevent you from being a bad boss. Win, Easy, More, Always shares powerful secrets on becoming a winner. Leadership, the Complete Guide, 2 books in 1, is already used by many professionals. This is the ultimate leadership guide that's based on tips and case studies involving numerous important and influential historical and contemporary leaders. These books are perfect for corporate events and make great gifts to your management team. Take your career and your company to the next level with the series of books from author Phil Robert Luckey, available on Amazon.
You are listening to The Brian Craig Show podcast, broadcasting from sunny South Florida. Brian is joined by his wife and co-host, Kathy. Follow Brian on social media at briancraigshow.com. And now, Brian and Kathy.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig, always joined by my wife and co-host, Kathy. Do not forget to take advantage of the MyPillow BOGO extravaganza sale going on right now at MyPillow.com, courtesy of Mike Lindell, the inventor of the MyPillow, the Thomas Edison of sleep, with our promo code Kane. You know, there are 15 MyPillow items that are on sale for buy one, get one free offers. The BOGO offer 15.
I have bought quite a few in the last week. I bought 4 of the new
Giza Elegance
pillows, which are amazing. Well,
you know what it is?
And I got 2 more sets of the sheets.
The Giza Elegance pillows, the covers of them are made, they have the same patented fill inside.
Yeah.
But the covers are made with the Giza cotton, which perfectly regulate your body temperature.
And they're a different shape a little bit than the regular.
They're more upscale.
Yeah, they're like more of a square, rectangle, flat shape, not a traditional pillow. And I like them. I sleep on them, but they're also great, I think, if you have to sleep elevated in a bed because they're thicker and bigger. And if you like to sit up and read in bed, they're really nice. I mean, the MyPillows are nice too, but I want to say real quick, our daughter came home. She was in California for a couple weeks, and we got her for Christmas the MyPillow neck pillow for the plane.
Yeah.
And we also got her a travel pillow, which is the smaller version that rolls up in the suitcase.
The roll and go pillow.
Right, that you can take anywhere. And she came home yesterday and she said, "Mom, I got to tell you that MyPillow is a lifesaver. I love it." And she said, "I'm ready to do a commercial. That's how amazing it is." Yeah. She said the neck pillow for the plane is amazing. And the roll and go, she asked me to get her one because at her friend's house where she stays, they don't have the nice MyPillows. So she said, I got to bring my own. And she brought her own and she used it while she was there. And she says, I can't sleep on any other pillow. Well, and she loved it.
Okay, now
take it with you.
The MyPillow roll and go pillow I call it the travel pillow, but at MyPillow.com, Mike Lindell calls it the roll and go MyPillow. That is also buy one, get one free. So why don't you order 2 of those, Kathy? They're BOGO, the roll and go pillows.
Wait a minute. He has beach blankets now?
Yeah. Now,
man.
Yeah, there's MyPillow beach blankets.
Those are nice, too.
And those are also BOGO.
Yes.
But order 2 of the Roll and Go pillows, Kathy. Buy one, get one free for us, because that means I can take one on the cruise in January on the Steve Kane Listener Cruise.
And I think I'm going to get some of those beach blankets. Wow.
Now
those are nice.
The classic MyPillow is also BOGO, but there were 15 items from MyPillow that are buy one, get one free during the BOGO extravaganza with our promo code Kane at checkout, KANE. And remember, when you use that promo code Kane, KANE, you are not only getting these great products, you are supporting all of my content, which includes the Steve Kane Radio Show, the Brian Craig Show podcast that you're listening to now, my YouTube channel. Everything I do, you're supporting when you use our promo code Kane at checkout, KANE at mypillow.com.
And Mike, he talks about upgrading your bedroom. And a lot of people do spring cleaning this time of year. And I think it is a great time to upgrade your bedroom if you haven't done that already, and upgrade your bed and your linens, your bathroom, just upgrade everything. And for BOGO, it's really, it's such a great deal.
And again, remember, promo code Kane, KANE at checkout for all those great deals. Okay, so we got an update on DeSantis and Disney World. And I talked about one thing on the radio that is not the new update, but I want to recap it because it's very important. Mm-hmm. There have been regularly now for the past few weeks protesters in front of Disney World, and you've seen them on television in the national media, on a sidewalk in front of a sign that says Walt Disney World. That is one of the remote entrances of Walt Disney World. It's not like the main gate, but there's the sign there. It's the beginning of the property on this one area. And there have been conservative and ultra MAGA protesters there for the past 2 or 3 weeks very regularly. Mike Nificent from Right Side Broadcasting was there interviewing people. So it's become like a popular protest point. Mm-hmm. This week, the Democrats did what the Democrats do, okay? Lie and make fake news all over the place. These Democrats wearing masks, covering up their entire face, two Democrats went to that same entrance. One of the Democrats was holding a Nazi flag, and the other Democrat was holding a DeSantis flag, and they were walking in front of the Walt Disney sign with a Nazi flag and a DeSantis flag. You know what that's all about, right? You know what they're doing here. And I went and saw that. There's a short video someone took driving by. The DeSantis flag, you don't get a good look at, but the Nazi flag with the swastika, you see that clear. It is a brand new flag. And, I saw this in Charlottesville, and I talked about this. In Charlottesville, the white supremacists not only had brand new flags, they had creases in the flags, little tiny squares. They just came out of the package. Nazis don't have brand new Nazi flags. They have Nazi flags pinned to their bedroom walls and stuff, and they just take that flag off the wall and take it to the event. When you see brand new white supremacist and Nazi flags, those are fake Nazis. In fact,
I think that's a good assumption.
Yeah, I don't know how, if most every Nazi that you see in America is a Democrat, right? I mean, there are not very many real Nazis, if any, at all these days.
Wherever you see conservatives protesting, you can bet your bottom dollar that liberals are going to show up with a Nazi flag.
Yeah. Now,
maybe we should show up at where they protest with Antifa
That's
flags.
right. Now, about a week and a half ago, almost 2 weeks, Ron DeSantis signed the order taking away that special city status that Walt Disney has. And a bunch of people from the local counties there took him to court. And here's the update. Listen to this. A federal judge dismissed a lawsuit yesterday against the state of Florida and Governor Ron DeSantis over the termination of Disney World's Reedy Creek Special District. The judge with the United States District Court of the Southern District of Florida dismissed the lawsuit filed on behalf of residents of Orange and Osceola counties, claiming that the dissolution of Disney's Reedy Creek to punish Disney World would punish Florida taxpayers because they got this lie that taxpayers are going to have to pay their debt of Disney, which is not true. They'll just take the taxes from Disney, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And the judge tossed it out. They thought they were going to hold this up with this. I don't know.
That must be making Disney pretty nervous.
They must have been in complete shock. And Disney has not responded to this. They've not met with the governor. We've heard next to nothing about this from Disney. I think we've heard less than nothing from Disney on this. They have not responded in any way at all.
I think the fact that the way they're handling things says a lot about Disney And I don't know why they don't meet with DeSantis, and I don't know why they didn't and try to stop this from happening. But, it's interesting, this judge, because what happened is with this case, they were being sued by 3 people in that area that live there for damages that have not incurred. And they were making the case that they're going to have to pay taxes and it's going to cause damage in their lives. I mean, how frivolous. You have to, when you sue somebody, you have to show damages that have happened, not what could happen. That's not how things work. You don't know what's going to happen. The story of citizens having to pay the taxes of Disney, Ron DeSantis has said that is not true. Many people have said that's not true. It's fake news. It's just a story out there to scare people that live in the area and to put pressure on DeSantis to reverse this. And I really don't, they don't realize who they're dealing with Ron DeSantis. Well, maybe they do now. Ron DeSantis is not your typical politician. He is tough as nails, and he really is a true leader. And this guy is bold. He's brave. And I got to tell you, if every governor was like him, this country would be absolutely amazing.
Oh, yeah.
He does not back down. And Disney started this mess. They started this mess.
Oh, yeah.
And he'll finish it. I promise
That's right. Now, a leftist pro-abortion group has claimed credit for the Molotov cocktail arson attack at the office of a Wisconsin pro-life nonprofit.
Oh, boy.
The group calls themselves Jane's Revenge. They promise to adopt increasingly extreme tactics against those who are pro-life.
Of course.
The Madison office of the Wisconsin Family Action was attacked on Sunday.
Oh, my goodness.
With 2 Molotov cocktails at the office, breaking windows.
That's awful.
And it started a fire. This is a leftist Democrat group.
Yep.
This is an act of terrorism.
Yep.
Where's the outrage? Jen Psaki said yesterday during the White House briefing, we're opposed to all this, but we understand their anger. They understand they're opposed to this. Well, thank you, but they understand it.
I remember when Trump said something similar to
Didn't say that.
people.
He said leave, get out.
He said leave,
Get out.
but he said, I understand your frustration. And the left absolutely
But he said leave.
But they impeached him over that for saying something like that.
And they banned him from all platforms.
But and you're right. And he said leave. He condemned it.
He said leave.
So,
go home.
But for them, it's okay.
He said go home. There's no one getting to the root of this. Where are these people? Why are they not in the D.C. Gitmo?
Because we all know where they're coming from.
Because they
don't want
the
you to
Democrats.
know. We can all figure it out.
Now, listen, we're all out of time for today. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. I'm Brian Craig, always joined by my wife and co-host Kathy. We'll talk to you next time.
Are you or someone you love battling low self-esteem due to teasing? You are not alone. Author Cher Major has been where you are right now and shares her experiences in her book, My Big God's Masterpiece, available on Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com. This must-read book is a riveting account of a coming-of-age girl who was desperately fighting for self-love because the environment she was exposed to negatively influenced her self-esteem. Her life was difficult and took her down a mentally dark path, which could have led to a destructive lifestyle and eventually even worse. In this heart-wrenching and eye-opening story, readers will discover why it is important to grow to love every part of their face and bodies, despite what the beauty industry deem as the perfect face or facial features. Young girls and ladies will find encouragement who have had similar struggles. Most importantly, with God being our creator, readers will find He has not forsaken them, and they can find validation and comfort in Him and be empowered to push past the beauty industry ideals and standards and grow to love and appreciate the features He has affixed them with and begin making whole their rejected parts. My Big God's Masterpiece from author Cher Major is available in Kindle and paperback on Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com. Order your copy right now.